All right. Okay, we're going to get started this time. All right, you guys, welcome to the next episode of the Wholehearted podcast here. I'm Tyler, your wandering therapist out here on a very brisk, freezing cold day. We had about 8 inches of snow yesterday. It's really beautiful, but it's obviously very cold. Also want to introduce you to the newest member of our team. This here is River. River is a 12-week-old puppy who is a replacement for Rooster. And you guys know I lost my dog a few weeks ago, and it's been kind of a rough go for me, but River has been a blessing already. I feel like that little boy in Where the Red Fern Grows, where after he loses Dan and Ann, he doesn't really want another puppy when they bring it to him. The little girl that lives down the road brings him a new puppy and he doesn't want it, but then of course he starts to soften and he gets excited about his new puppy. That's how I am with River right now. You can tell she's not really excited to be out here. It's a little bit brisk and cold. She's whining and shivering, so we're not going to take too long today, but we're gonna save just a few things. And the message today has to do with the transition that's been going on in our life with this new dog, and thinking about a concept and a principle that I think all of us struggle with from time to time. And I'd like for you to just take the challenge and think for a minute in your life. Is there anything that you're holding on to in your life, whether that's an item or a relationship or a principle or a belief, that is simply being held on to because of the fear of change? And ask the next question, which is, what is it costing you to hold on to whatever it is that's preventing you from letting it go? What is the actual cost? So for example, I've got a whole garage full of junk at my house that my wife and I are constantly fighting over whether or not we should get rid of it. And I'm always saying, like, hey, let's clear out some space, let's make some new room for it. And she's like, yeah, but it's got sentimental value and we sometimes might use it. And my thought is, what would that be replaced with if we got rid of the old? We'd be creating a whole new space for something different, maybe a workshop in the garage that she could work with, or maybe something that we could actually end up getting some new toys or things for our hobbies, bikes or things that could actually fit into that garage space if we were to clear it out. Think about things, same principle in your relationships. How many of you are holding on to a relationship or pursuing a relationship that is actually toxic? And what I mean by toxic is that you have somebody in your life that you're seeking their approval all the time, and they're never actually going to give you that approval you're looking for. But they just hang it out there, just like a carrot on a stick. Like, if you just do this, then I'll be happy with you. Or if you just do this, then we'll be good. Or if you would only do this, then our relationship would be better. And so many of us get stuck in that cycle where we're holding on to that relationship. And what would happen if you were to let that go? Obviously, there'd be fear. Obviously, there'd be some worry and some anxiety because that attachment has been formed, even though it might not be a healthy one. But what are you missing out on? What would that space create where you could go and fill that with something new, create a new relationship or set of relationships with actual friends or people in your life who aren't going to be toxic and who will actually give you that approval and that connection independent of whether or not you perform your way into it? Are you holding on to certain beliefs in your life? Are there certain beliefs that are actually keeping you stuck, and what's it costing you to hold on to it? For instance, maybe a belief about yourself. I'm never going to be a very social person. By holding on to that belief, what's it costing you? What is the price that you are paying to keep that belief? And what would be the potential benefit of letting it go? Well, I don't have to be a non-social person the rest of my life. I could actually do the work that it takes to become a social person by developing skills, by reading books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, by reading books like Crucial Conversations, developing myself into a place where I could potentially believe something new about myself, and in doing so, the whole world would open up to me with something new. So think about those things in your own lives, guys. I know that it's really difficult. One of the principles of mindfulness that we teach all the time is that we add to our suffering when we are unwilling to accept the reality of things. And sometimes the reality of things is that it's okay to let go, to give something over, to give something up, and in doing so create a brand new space for something new, something more beautiful, something fresh to come into our lives and add more joy. So take an inventory of your own lives. Maybe there's one or two things that are already at the top of your mind. Think of those and make a new commitment and see what will happen when you open it up to that new space. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.